Take a look inside your wallet. Inside, you'll find banknotes, coins, and maybe a few cards. These are the kinds of money we've been used to for decades. But right now in Europe, a new type of money is being developed. Money that could exist only in digital form. It's called the digital euro. And this isn't just a new way to pay. It could become one of the biggest changes to Europe's financial system since the creation of the euro itself. In previous videos, we already explored how the euro was created and why certain banknotes, like the 500 euro note, disappeared from circulation. But today, we're talking about the future, about a system that could change the very nature of money. What exactly is the digital euro? Why is it being created? And does it mean that cash could one day disappear? To understand the idea behind the digital euro, we first need to understand something simple. Most money in the world is already digital. When you pay with a bank card or send money through an app, you're not handing over real banknotes. You're simply moving numbers between bank accounts. But those numbers have an important characteristic. They are created and stored by commercial banks. The digital euro works a little differently. It would be a form of money issued directly by the European Central Bank. Economists call this a direct liability of the central bank. In simple terms, this means the money would not depend on private banks. It would essentially be the digital equivalent of cash. But instead of paper banknotes, you would hold digital units in a secure digital wallet. The idea of central bank digital currencies did not appear by accident. The financial world is changing rapidly. Over the past 20 years, people have started using cash less and less. In many European countries, most purchases already happen through bank cards, mobile payment apps, or online transactions. At the same time, new technologies have appeared. For example, cryptocurrencies, digital payment systems, and financial technologies developed by large tech companies. All of this is pushing central banks to explore new solutions. The European Central Bank wants to create a digital currency that would remain stable, be backed by a public institution, and be accessible to all citizens across Europe. The idea is that people could use digital money just as easily as they use cash today. If the digital euro is launched, it will most likely operate through special digital wallets. People could install an app on their smartphone, create a digital wallet, and store their money there. Payments could happen almost instantly. For example, scanning a QR code, tapping a smartphone, or sending money directly to another person. Some proposals even suggest that the digital euro could work offline. That means certain payments might still work even without an internet connection. This is why designers of the system say the digital euro should feel as close to cash as possible. One of the biggest questions people ask is whether the digital euro means the end of paper money. The European Central Bank has officially stated that the digital euro is not meant to replace cash. Instead, it is supposed to exist alongside it. This means people could still choose how they want to pay, with cash, with bank cards, or with the digital euro. However, some experts believe that over time, the role of cash could gradually decrease. Supporters of the digital euro highlight several potential advantages. First, speed. Digital payments could be processed almost instantly. Second, security. Because the system would be managed by the central bank, it could be more stable than private payment networks. Third, accessibility. Even people without a traditional bank account could potentially use a digital wallet. And fourth, independence. Europe wants to ensure that its payment infrastructure does not depend entirely on large global technology companies. But not everyone supports the idea of a digital euro. Some economists and analysts have raised concerns. The main issue is privacy. When people use cash, transactions are almost impossible to track, but digital payments always leave some kind of record. Because of this, some critics worry that digital currencies could increase financial surveillance. The European Central Bank says the system will be designed with privacy protections in mind. However, the debate is still ongoing. At the moment, the digital euro is still in the development phase. The European Central Bank is conducting research, testing prototypes, and running pilot projects. If the project is approved, the launch could happen sometime in the second half of this decade. This means the first users might see the digital euro within the next few years. Europe is not the only region exploring digital currencies. Many central banks around the world are working on similar projects. Some countries have already launched pilot versions of their own digital currencies. This suggests that the global financial system could change much faster than we expect.
Money has always evolved. At different points in history, people used gold, silver, paper banknotes. Then came bank cards. Today, we often pay with smartphones. The next step could be the digital euro. Does that mean the end of cash? For now, the answer is no. But one thing is clear: the world of money is changing, and those changes could affect every one of us.